Namaste. My name is Nicole Peltier Hall. I've been teaching yoga for 19 years. Yoga festivals, yoga retreats, many yoga studios. And also I've been teaching at recovery centers and rehabilitation centers. I've been trained in trauma-informed training. I've had relapse prevention training and mindfulness meditation. So this video could be useful for you if you're dealing with addiction of any kind. If you're in recovery, at any length of recovery. Being in recovery myself, I created a style of yoga to support myself and to help others. So specifically for addiction, the poses that I've chosen and the way that I lead them are all to address recovery and addiction. So I'll refer to them as yoga shapes versus poses. And one of the reasons for that is I don't want you to feel like it's a specific position you need to be in or being perfect or good enough. It's all about what the shape brings up for you. So for instance, if we're in a position of surrender, relax, then I'll give you affirmations about what that brings up for you as far as surrender in your recovery. If we're in positions of power and strength and empowerment, I'll use that to help tap you into your own strength and choices in recovery as well. So this could be a useful video for you if you're in recovery of any kind, and also for just trauma-informed, for relaxation, to have a moment before the stimulus and the reaction, where I call the sacred pause, where you get to make a decision. So mindfulness training of any kind. You'll get that in this video. Know that if you just listen, close your eyes and lay on your back and visualize yourself in the shapes, it's very effective. So don't feel like you have to get into every position, modify any of the poses at any time. That means take it down a notch. Make it work for you. But if you're feeling like you have wings all of a sudden, feel free to take it up a notch as well too. If you need to take a break at any time, you can always just take a break. Keep listening, visualize yourself doing the shapes that I'm asking. Or you can pause the tape and come back when you're ready. Try to finish it within the same day, just so you pick it up where you left off. It's not about falling or coming out, it's about getting back up. So I encourage you to stay the course if you can. So we'll begin on our back. If you have any yoga mat or props, bring them now. And if the lighting is really bright in your room, dim it down just a little bit. So I'm going to just lay right down on the yoga mat. I'm not going to use any extras, and you don't need any extras, but feel free to grab a blanket to place under your head. Start with your arms right to your sides. In this turning palms up gesture is already a gesture of receiving, being available for what you need to heal, hear, or heal. Take a deep breath in, grounding your body, welcoming yourself here. Exhale. If your back is comfortable with extending your legs, drop your legs down into the ground. Feel the support of the earth as you lay here. Feel free to close your eyes completely or keep your eyes softly gazing just towards the tip of the nose. Notice yourself breathing. Once you hone in on that, it sends a message to the brain to calm. So feel how your belly is rising and falling. And even maybe your chest expanding and then softening downward. Notice and witness your body breathing now. Consider when you're watching your breath, it's an opportunity to come home. You might have remembered or experienced in your addiction the looking away or the not wanting to be home in your body or in your experience. So if you can, use this opportunity, grounding your body into the ground and watching your breath, to welcome yourself home. Deep, full, cozy breath in through the nose. And then a sigh out the mouth as you exhale. One more like that. Inhale through the nose. And a sigh out the mouth. Exhale. Stretch your arms slowly up and back behind you. So you're reaching fully from your hands and now also through your heels. So fully stretch like a full body yawn. Stretch your skin on your back and your belly. Keep reaching through your arms and tingle your fingers back a little further. But I'd like for you to embrace the idea of now is going big. Reaching your fullest potential right here and also in your life. The ability to reach further past your own limitations, whatever you've set for yourself. Go bigger. Reach your hands further back. Crawl your heels further forward. And breathe into all the space you are so worthy of having. Breathe in worthiness, that you woke up worthy. Breathe in spaciousness and capability and ability to do whatever it is that you have purpose to do. Breathe in self-love and acceptance in the whole body, and breathe in your acceptance of yourself to take your place here in your life, fully self-actualized. Not just a physical shape of that, but a belief. Big, alive, ready, capable. One more time, stretch even further from your center in both directions, embracing your size. And then as you exhale, bend your knees again, placing your feet on the ground, and take your arms to your sides again. Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth, a sigh of relief. The feeling of relief, the feeling of self-acceptance. One more like that. Inhale. Now slide your arms to a T position or even a goalpost where your elbows are bent. Let your knees just windshield wiper side to side. Windshield wiper side to side, loose and light, not organized, but the knees fall to the same side, just like windshield wipers. And then consider, what do windshield wipers do? What's their job? And I can answer for you, but you've probably come up with the answer yourself. They are to clear off the windshield. But why? So you can see where you're going. But then why? So you can go safely where you want to go. So let's let this be a symbol of the willingness to clean off the windshield, like taking the blinders off, cleaning or clearing our lives. Why? So we can see where we're going. Why? So we can go safely where we want to go. So doing this little movement here, allow yourself to be informed of the willingness to do the clearing so that you can take your life back. Charge forward, be in the driver's seat, not in the back seat. Deep breath in, long breath out. One more time as you clear the windshield. And now let your knees just flop to the left side. If you want more of a twist, let your knees come up a little higher on your left side. Rest your left hand on your belly. Remember to watch yourself breathe because it has the immediate capability of calming your mind. And as you turn your chin to look over your right shoulder, let your right palm face upward. Feel free to close your eyes here. Now, the image that I'd like you to imagine is that in your right hand is a white flower, like a lotus flower. And imagine that that flower is indicative or represents what it is that you'd like to let go of, what you would like to clear off your windshield and make way for you to be able to go where you need to go, where you want to go. So visualize what you would be willing to let go of to clear the way. And let it be representative in your hand like a white flower. And now visualize yourself letting that flower drop into the river. And as you twist here, which is a symbol of wringing out, clearing out, literally cleaning out, let yourself visualize letting go of that which is blocking your view, holding you back. And see it, not only letting yourself drop it in the river as a way of giving it back, but also it floating away from you. Deep breath into the belly. And the exhale is when things leave the body. So, see yourself letting go. One more time on this side. Inhale. And then exhale, switch sides. Let your knees fall to the right side. Right hand will rest now on the belly to feel the breath. The left arm opens like a book to the left. If it's too much, you can always drop your knees lower. And then as you turn your chin as a symbol of watching what you're willing to release. It's not being taken from you. It's something you would like to let go of. Breathe in that belief, that visualization of willingness to let go of that which is blocking your way. Deep breath in. Exhale to release. Deep breath in. Exhale to let go if this is bringing up emotions for you. Mourning the loss of your friend, whatever this is, this substance, this action that is no longer serving you, feel free to let those tears come down and say goodbye. 3 more breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Goodbye. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Drop it in the river. Exhale. Now, take your left arm and roll to your right side and use your left hand to help you up. Literally just pushing yourself up into a tabletop position. Plant your hands under your shoulders, your knees under your hips, and tuck your toes. Now this shape that I'll call table, you can always drop into. This pose and this shape, downward dog, are interchangeable. So when you lift your knees up, if you need to bring them back down at any time, please do. But for now, let's rise. Literally press down and lift yourself up. Which I want you to experience your willingness and your ability to do the lifting. To do the lifting. Notice that you're holding yourself up. And that's what it takes. So celebrate your ability to literally do the lifting. All of the training, all of the help, all of the inspiration outside of you in your recovery is wonderful. But you are the one that does the lifting. Celebrate your ability to hold yourself up and accountable. 3 breaths here if you can. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You might notice I'm moving my heels a little bit. Inhale to rise and exhale to extend. And now lower your knees back to the mat and drop back into child's pose, which I consider a pose of surrender. So as you drop your hips back, feel free to not go that far back. If it's too much on your knees, just drop onto your elbows and let your head drop. But if you're able to go back and let your belly drop towards your thighs, let your elbows drop and your head come down as a bowing to serve you, to do what it takes to help yourself recover. In AA, they call this surrender to win. And for me, that was always the hardest part. So if you're like me, this is a shape of surrender that challenges you to let go. Take a deep breath in and exhale resistance to the fight. So exhale, sink your hips down, relax your head towards the earth. Let your elbows sink into the ground if possible, and your forehead. If your forehead cannot touch the ground easily, feel free to place your forehead on your hands, and you might even need to stack. Imagine that your resistance, your frustration, your low sense of self is being deflated or released right down into the earth. Imagine what we call in AA the stinking thinking is actually released right down through your head and down into the earth. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Letting go of low sense of self. Deep breath in. Long breath out, right down into the earth. One more time, deep breath in. Anything that blocks you in your mind, let it out and down into the earth. And then imagine, before you rise up, that you just took a 10-pound backpack off your back. Lighter than before, rise. Again, ground your hands, tuck your toes. Know that you can stay right here. Know that you're supporting yourself. Or this time, again, we'll come back into downward dog just a tad bit longer. What I want you to experience now is the freedom in your neck. The calming effect of letting your head hang off of your neck. So if you're in a tabletop position, you can drop your head as well. Release your head and maybe even nod your head side to side. Letting go of the need to hold or carry other people's worry and tension. Other people's need for you to do something different. The people pleasing can be released now. Release your head and neck as a way to soften your tension of living your life. Let your head completely spill. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And I want you to notice, whether you're in table or in this shape of downward dog, that as you look down, that you're actually looking back and seeing your whole world upside down. That everything in the view you're in now is flipped on its top. And as we enter in recovery, we'll realize right away that everything is flipped on its top. Everything is different than it was before. It's a different view. But as you practice here now, looking at everything completely upside down, know that you can handle this new perspective. And that at first, though it may be awkward, it becomes very natural and comfortable to see things with a different perspective. One more breath here as you look through. Get comfortable with the awkward, and then drop your knees back into the ground and find your way back into this pose of surrender. Let your head spill down, but keep your arms forward this time. If your head doesn't meet the ground, let it fall to maybe a blanket or something you might want to put your forehead on, just to rest your forehead. Let whatever is holding you back and causing you grief release right through your forehead and down into the earth. Now, as you're here in this shape, I want you to imagine that which you had in your hand, symbolized by the lotus flower that you dropped into the river. What it is that you'd like to surrender or give back or give away or discontinue. And as you imagine that, if you're willing to do the little tasks or sometimes very awkward or different ways of living to achieve that outcome, will you, as a symbol of the willingness to do what it takes, flip your palms up? As a symbol to yourself that you're willing to do the work, to hold yourself up, and that it might be awkward seeing the world flipped upside down temporarily, but you're willing to anyway. If you are, please flip your palms up. Deep breath in. Long breath out. Visualize yourself doing what it takes. Deep breath in. Knowing that it will be different, awkward maybe, uncomfortable maybe, unfamiliar maybe, but that you're willing to anyway for you. One more breath here. Exhale now. Ground your hands into the earth and visualize, imagine that you just took a 50-pound backpack off your back. And with that new lightness, spring up. Big breath in, tuck the toes, and downward dog. And don't worry, it won't stay here very long. We're using this now as a way to get to the front of the mat. So walk your feet to the front of your mat. I'll turn this way, but you can stay at the front and let yourself hang in a forward bend. It's very calming for the mind to let the head release down. So if you can, release your head. So it feels like, again, you're looking through and seeing the world upside down. Let your arms hang, spill literally over. Breathe in. And then a long exhale, make a sigh out your mouth, like you're deflating more than just the breath. You're letting go of more than just your breath. One more time here. Exhale. Take your time rising. Remember that 50-pound backpack just got released off your back. Rise and shine. Free and open in the chest. The palms will again turn forward as a gesture of being receptive or receiving, a willingness. Ground your feet, literally spread your toes and push down as a symbol of being grounded. From the rooting, we rise. So now, I'm going to have you lift your arms, but not yet. What I want you to try to do is when you feel the tension, if that shall come, in your shoulders, or I don't want to do this anymore. Let's practice that sacred pause. So putting a space between the stimulus and the response. Letting yourself actually decide when it's time versus just a reaction or response. So there'll be a moment, maybe, that you'll feel like just dropping your arms. Right there. Right there. Instead of just dropping your arms, see if you can take one more breath. That is a sacred pause and a total game changer. Because when things come your way in your recovery, you'll have an opportunity to choose versus just responding, or just a response or reflex. So let's practice in the body. Inhale your arms up. Now stretch your arms up into actually a V, pressing down through the feet and rising from there. Stretch all the way up. So fully engage, like you did on your back when you were claiming your space in your life. Breathe all the way up your arms and fingers so everything feels enlivened and activated. Now this is a shape in the wild. If you see a gorilla or a bear with their arms in the air, it's a symbol of territory or dominance. And for us humans, even if you're blind and you win, your arms are coming up. This is a shape of victory and freedom. So in our DNA, this elicits power and victory, triumph. So breathe in that for you, victorious, freedom. Be in the embodiment of your own freedom. Ground and rise, get excited, get inspired by your own power, your own determination, your own victory. 3 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Stay the course. Inhale. Exhale. Even slower breath now. Inhale. Exhale. Now don't drop the arms yet. Take your hands together. Prayer your hands overhead. And then a deliberate drawing of the hands to the heart. And then let your hands release back down. Take your shoulders up and roll them back. Roll the shoulders up and back. Most people, it's a lot to hold your arms up, but we can do a lot. It's hard to hold the arms up, but we can do hard things. Roll the other direction, back, up, forward, and down. A lot of tension gathers up in the shoulders from life. So let your shoulders come up by your ears and take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, like you're shrugging out tension that you've been carrying for years. Inhale, shoulders rise up. Kind of a squeeze there. And imagine you're letting go of old resentments. One more time. Shoulders come up. Something you've been carrying around. Anger, frustration, disappointment. Here we go. Let it go. Now another 50-pound backpack just came off. So at the front of the mat, I'll step, but you're already there. So stay there. And then stretch the arms out and up. This time just palms come together. A light tap. And then a swan dive out and down. Step your left foot back to a runner's lunge and lower your left knee to the ground. Feel free to keep it lifted. So you have the option, a little more active, lift it, less, lower. But on this lunge, I'm going to ask you to drop your head down for a couple reasons. It does feel good on the neck to release that tension. I want you to practice literally listening. So as our right ear is coming in towards the right knee, imagine that you're reclaiming your ability to listen to your body. Some addictions, we find ourselves really not connected at all to the body, farthest point away, not listening to the needs when the body needs to sleep or needs water or needs to get up and move and dance and run and be active. So, although this is just a shape, a lunge, let yourself remember that beautiful relationship of just listening to what our own body needs, not trying to override it with what our brain thinks we want. Reconnect. Let your head come down as if you're literally listening to your knee, but you're listening to your whole body. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time here. And then start to lift your head up. Slide your right knee back. Come forward and down. When you come down, make sure that your chin is still on your yoga mat. But what I'd like for you to do is, again, put your forehead down. Now, if you can, put your forehead down, right down on your hands or straight down on the mat. And practice, letting whatever is holding you back in your mind go right down into the earth, like it's literally seeping out. For me, one of my biggest obstacles was regrets. So I want you to practice right now as you let your forehead rest and your hands are straight down the ground, the letting go of regrets. Letting go of living in the past. So that you can be fresh and in tune and awake to live your now and go forward in that way. Release your hands now to your sides and let your forehead tap down onto the ground, and then slowly lift your head up and gaze forward any amounts. You don't have to take a full back bend here. Just lifting your head is enough. And imagine this is a symbol of going forward. Being fully present in your moment, in your now, by the breath, because the breath is now. Whenever you're witnessing yourself breathing, you're now. And let this be a symbol of fresh, new, going forward. And then exhale and bring your forehead and just tap it right back down on the ground. And then we'll do a twisting version of that. So lift up, and this time look back over your right shoulder, and imagine as you're looking over your right shoulder that you're looking back at all of the things you've done that you're proud of. You're looking in your past and all the achievements you've had, all of your certifications and your degrees or whatever, your marriages, your divorces, whatever you're proud of. Looking back over your right shoulder. And then exhale and release. Now I want to prepare you, because what we're going to do this time, as I have you look over your left shoulder, is look at all the things that you wish wouldn't have happened, all of your regrets, all of your wish it didn't go that route, I wish I would have done something different. I want you to look over your left shoulder and see all of your disappointments. Keep looking up and over. Look over the left shoulder and see all of your mistakes and see all the things that you regret. Just see them all. Take another breath here as you watch, you look, you remember. And come back down and bring your hands under your forehead again and rest. And know this, that everything that happened to you happened for you. That all of your successes and all your mistakes make you who you are. And even more on the left side, the things that happened that caused us struggle, strife, and grief are sometimes our highest credentials. So we'll just take it all and go forward with it. Our scars are our stars. So again, slide your hands in line with your chest. Look over your right shoulder and thank all of your accomplishments and everything you're proud of. Thank you. And then come back down. Tap your forehead again and lift up and over the left side and thank you even more. All of my mistakes, all of my wrong turns, everything that carved me into the person that I am today. To be empathetic, to have experience, to be able to help myself get out of my struggles and to help others. And then come back down. Forehead taps the ground, and now we're ready to go forward. Take it with you. Live in this now with all of your credentials, your struggles as strong as your achievements. Take a deep breath in this bright perspective, and then gently push back. Child's pose again. Up you go. And back, only for a moment here. Head comes down, a sigh of relief, a surrender to. With all of that, allow yourself to visualize that now even more weight has been released from you, and rise and shine. Up you go. Step your feet to the front of your mat, and like before, you're in a forward bend. And imagine that you might have some old regrets or tension that's still kind of in the body, in the lower back, middle back, or upper back. And as you spill down, that you're literally releasing the issues out of the tissues, one of my teachers says. Visualize this moving from your lower back, upper back, and right down to the crown of your head. One more breath here. And then lighter than ever we rise. Ground, lift, receptive, empowered, ready. Inhale the arms out like wings, palms just tap overhead. Exhale, swan dive down. This time, step your right foot back to a runner's lunge. Whatever you did on the first side. If you left your knee up, leave it up. If you lowered it, lower it down. So we're working with the left foot this time, the left knee. Let your hands rest on either side. And spill. Spill. And receive the idea of listening to your body. The needs of the body are so wise. When I'm tired, I'll rest. When I need to move, I'll move. When I'm hungry, I'll eat. And when I'm not hungry, I won't eat. These are body needs. So just become acquainted again with the little voice of your body. One more breath here. Let your head really spill down like you're listening to your knee. And then come up, slide the left knee back. I'm going to turn. Take your right leg this time and kick it out to the right side. Rise up. Let your arms be like wings, spread wide and lifted. And then exhale your arms down just to a T position. We're going to practice a pose called gate. I want you to think of this as a gate that opens and closes. That your ability to say yes and say no. And no, so that you can say yes. So drop down your left hand. And this will be the opening, the yes, that says whatever needs to come that I have in my purpose and practice, I need to know that I'm willingness to say yes. You can visualize now those who are active in your recovery, and they may be the little tasks that are being asked of you. And let yourself kind of open the gate to say yes. Yes for you. Now we get to the nose. Seemed to be hard, especially if you're a people pleaser. Rise up. And this will be the no. So as you're here, closing the gate, imagine what you need to say no to. Who you need to say no to. This is the hard stuff, but we can do hard stuff. So as you're in this shape, kind of closing the door, practice saying no so that you can say yes to what really counts. Inhale. Exhale. Practice. Visualization is very powerful. See yourself saying no. Arms come back to a T position. Release your hands down, tabletop. Bring your right knee in and left leg out. Inhale like wings, like the phoenix rising from the ashes. Stronger than before because of the struggles. The arms come to a T position. And we go, what do I want to say yes to? Come down to your right side. Right hand grounds, left arm open. Everything's open. You can think of it as a garden. Once you've done the weeding, what do you want to plant? What do you want to say yes to? What do you need to say yes to? Willingness to do, remember, whatever it takes. Visualize yourself saying yes to something that might be uncomfortable, unfamiliar, or awkward. That is part of your recovery. Yes. Let yourself feel that feeling that comes along with agreeing to do what's kind of uncomfortable, awkward for your own transformation. The right yes. And then rise up. And now the no. Now the no to the being in the places that trigger you, to the situations that you know you aren't safe in, to align with people that maybe don't have your best interests. No. No. Visualize your powerful no. Your no, so that you can say yes to you. 3 more breaths here. See it. It's very powerful to visualize your power. Practice. Arms swing out to a T position. And exhale the hands back down to the ground. Bring your knee in, and this time sit down. Sit down and place your feet on the ground and hold yourself up by your shins. Sit up tall. Literally pull yourself up to sit tall. We'll practice this sacred pause again. Do take your arms up overhead. I know it's not easy. I know it's not familiar. That's why we're doing it. So we can get comfortable with the uncomfortable and easy with the not easy, familiar with the unfamiliar, a little more relaxed around the awkward, because that's what it takes. So keep stretching up, even though it's more difficult to go up than down. Everything you want is a little uphill. Keep going up. Keep going up. Keep going up. One more breath here. Furthest, highest, exceed your own limitation. And then twist to your left. Left hand comes behind, right hand wraps around. We go up and around, and you gently look over your shoulder. This ringing action is always important. This is where our practice is now ringing out and exhaling to release. One more time. Look forward and stretch your arms up overhead. All the way up, inhale like you're being pulled up, because you are. Everything you want is a little uphill. Everything, and the view is way better up there. So keep going. Keep going up. Keep going up. Keep lifting. Keep empowering yourself to be on the rise. One more breath here. Even higher, and then twist to your right. Left arm can either wrap around or cut in front, and right hand comes behind. This literal, physical, visceral ringing out, let it train you how to constantly be ringing out. Constantly be letting go, so that we can live fresh, be wise to and skilled by our past, but not live there. Move forward. Bright. The windshield has been cleared. Go where we want to go safely. Be in the driver's seat. Ring out the old habit patterns that aren't serving anymore. They might have worked for a while. They might have saved your life, but they're ready to go. We weed them now so that we can plant whatever we want. Big breath in. Exhale, practice weeding. Big breath in. Practice releasing. Big breath in. Practice letting go. Drop it in the river. Look forward. Arms surge up. Give an extra fuel. Inspiration. That's what the inhale is literal inspiration. Rise up, rise up, rise up. Big breath in. Almost there. Exhale one more time. And then release your hands. Come down again on your back. We'll do a final relaxation. Let your feet land, and then we'll peel down to the ground. So take your time, okay? So let your arms extend like you're bringing yourself down onto the ground, slowly and mindfully. easing yourself into this place of restoration, knowing that it takes a little effort to go slower, that we could just flop down, but move mindfully. Practice these moments passing, because everything is always passing. This too will pass, but stay with it. And as you lie down, let your head rest heavy. Feel free to put your head on something so that your forehead feels higher than your chin, literally dropping the energy of the brain down into the heart. And let your legs, if your lower back is okay, extend and descend. Literally flopping the feet. And then as a gesture again of being receptive to hear what you need to hear, to feel what you need to feel, and to heal what you need to heal, turn your palms up. It's a symbol of saying, I'm ready. Let your shoulders spill all that tension that might not even be yours, passed down from tension of the parents and their parents. Let go of all of it. Release your jaw, your tongue, your throat, so that the top and bottom row of teeth are not even touching. Allow your eyes to either close completely or stay soft-gazed. Notice your breath. Notice your body breathing. Celebrate this life, this symbol, right, of your life, right here in your breath, because without it, you wouldn't be here. So receive your breath like a gift, an opportunity. Take it all in. Let your belly completely inflate and your chest to completely inflate. You're worthy of the whole breath, so take it all. And then exhale and let everything go. We're always practicing letting go. Let the backs of your legs be heavy, so your feet feel heavy. Let your whole back body sink down into the ground as if you've been laying here the whole hour. Become very still. The only movement is your breath, the natural flow of your belly inflating and deflating. Resist, like the practice of the sacred pause, resist moving. Resist itching or shifting your position. Instead, just watch the tendency to move. Just watch your tendency to act. This could be the most important thing you learn. I would be fine with you staying on your back for several more minutes, especially if you feel the need to take a little nap. You can always just stay here. Otherwise, let's finish together. Bend your knees, rerouting, regrounding down into this new perspective. Everything that's happened to me happened for me. I am free. victorious, in charge and in the driver's seat. I am willing to do what it takes, and I am willing to let go. I can say no so that I can say yes. Ground into those ideas, that perspective. Literally ground with your feet and your shoulders. And then roll to either side in the fetal position as a symbol. The fetal position as a symbol of rebirth or renewal, or maybe having something be born for the first time, some new awakening that you discovered. And then plant your hand and lift yourself up. Into any comfortable seated posture, sitting on your knees or cross-legged. Sit with integrity for you. All the shapes that we took, opening the side and gate, stretching the arms up, is to create this space so you can breathe comfortably. When the shoulders are fallen forward and the chest is collapsed, the breath isn't full and it's depressing. So rise, elevate, let your cells be fed by your breath so that you feel good. Let your hands rest lightly. Feel yourself on the ground, whatever you're sitting on, being grounded. You always have the ability to tap into whatever you're on with your feet or your seat to feel rooted. When you're rooted, you can rise. And when you rise, you can bloom and blossom, but only if you're rooted. So get grounded. Rise up. Let your shoulders sink. You don't have to carry the weight of the world anymore. Let your eyes either close or softly gaze down. Take a moment to witness yourself here. Your breath, you, perfect as you are. Full acceptance. And then the hands come to prayer right at the heart as a gesture of peace. Peace towards ourselves and towards each other. Namaste.